So just like what made you want to be like a radio presenter?
My P6 teacher had a lot to do with it. He back in the day bought all the old student radio equipment from Stranmillis College and brought it down to school, and I used to play the tunes at the back of the hall at the school fetes, and he set them up. We had a porta cabin as our classroom in P6, and he set the stuff up in the storeroom at the back, so me and a couple of friends used to go out on a Friday afternoon for the last hour of school and play a few tunes to the classroom and talk and stuff, and that was it. And then during the 90s, in my teenage years, I learned to mix records and became a bit of a club DJ about 17. But I always had that ambition of wanting to be a radio DJ, so when I got to university I just used my spare time to sort of practice and put sort of demos and stuff together. And then whenever I finished university, 6 months before I finished university and graduated, I landed a job at CoolFM doing 2 overnight shifts. So whenever I finished uni, I had enough work in the clubs just to get me by in the evenings, and then I could spend my day on the radio station. So 2 years after that I got the breakfast show, and I was on the breakfast show for 8 years. It's really weird because now I'm 32. Now I suppose I should only really be looking at maybe trying to get the breakfast show, but getting it so young and then holding it down for such a long period of time was just the most amazing experience. So yeah, that's it in short. I could go on all day about the different steps about how I became to, you know, obviously get the job I'm doing now and what I'm doing, but in essence, yeah, a lot to thank my P6 teacher for.
Okay, what about just the games that you helped to make up on the show? Like, I don't know, like how long does it take you to, do you make them up yourself?
Yeah, everything I produce all the shows myself, so anything that I talk about or any features that I do are just things that I think up, you know. I think the one thing about doing what I do is it's not like I weigh in here and I'm on air for 3 hours and that's it. All my friends think I've got the cushiest job in the world, but I think to really have a good go at radio and to try and be successful in it, you've got to live and breathe it. You really got to live and breathe it day in, day out. And you've got to, I think about it all the time, so no matter where I am, if something comes into my head that I think would be great to talk about in the radio, I'll note it down and we'll talk about it at some point. I just think you've always got to be alert of your surroundings and what goes on in your own world, and try to bring that to the radio. At the end of the day, I think one of the things about being on air is you've got to obviously relate to people, and you hope that people can relate to what you're talking about. So my view on it is, if I'd speak to my friends about it, I'll speak on the radio about it.
Okay, right, that's dead on then. I think that's really it.
Is that it?
Yeah.